What up, YouTube? It's IKG, formerly known as No Chains, and I have another commentary. And this time, this is something that I have never ever done on my channel, even on my previous one with 6K subs. I'm gonna be doing NFL picks. I'm just gonna let you guys know that it is Thursday night, right before the game, so I'm gonna be predicting that one. You might not see it until after, but of course a lot of people are gonna pick New Orleans, so I have the games up now. I'm gonna pick New Orleans. Of course, Atlanta has been playing some really bad football, but before I get into the picks, I just want to tell you guys, or ask you guys, how would you feel about a fantasy draft, CFM, and with a team that can move? It would be pretty, of course it would be unrealistic. I mean, it's sort of like a fantasy league, but the reason being is because I can get some CFM content out to you without investing into a one that I would want to continue on to next gen. So let me know, how would you feel about a fantasy draft? I would probably live stream and let you guys tell me which players you guys want me to get. I mean, it could be really fun, but if not, I understand. I'll just wait until I find out if I get a PS4. So I'm picking the New Orleans Saints, of course, in that game. Thursday starts at 8:25. Oh yeah, one more thing before I get into the picks, my bad, I keep on delaying it. I just want to give you guys a disclaimer really fast, and I want to tell you guys about the matchup that you guys are seeing in ranked right now. The disclaimer is, please don't give me hate if I pick against your team in the picks. As you guys see, I start the drive from my 1 yard line, and you guys are gonna see how it finishes here. So yeah, like I said, don't get mad if I don't pick your team to win. I mean, I'm just going off of what I think. I mean, there's no way to surely predict football. I won't go into too much depth about why I'm picking the teams that I picked this week, but I'm just going to tell you my picks, and if you want to ask me in the comments, I'll be sure to tell you why. And the second thing I want to talk about was the matchup. I'm using the Detroit Lions for once. I actually wanted to use Megatron. As you guys see, I go to him right here, and it's no contest. This guy's too small, and he goes in for a touchdown. And that's a play on a lot of people. When they would actually dive into the end zone or something like that, but I'm not even like that. I show sportsmanship until you show me non-sportsmanship, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I'm saying, I wanted to finally play with Megatron, and he used the Vikings, so I thought they don't really have a good cornerback, really. That at least not a good quarterback that can even come close to containing Megatron. So I thought I would abuse that matchup. It's a division game, so I thought that would be good. I thought that Nick Fairley and Ndamukong Suh could do good against Adrian Peterson. As you guys see, they're not right now, but I thought that it would be a very good matchup, especially because it's a division game. So basically, I just told you the matchup, and I'm telling you guys, please don't rage in the comments if I don't pick your team to win, because I know a lot of people think that their favorite team is going to win every single game. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the picks. Okay, first game this Sunday, Baltimore versus the New York Jets. The Jets have not shown me any consistency this year. I believe they have a trend, win-loss, 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 and I think they're coming off a loss. So history would say that they're going to win. So I'm not going to go with them. I know you thought I was going to go with them. Baltimore Ravens, they're not playing bad right now. They just beat the Bengals, and they lost in overtime to the Bears. I think they rebound from that with a win versus the Jets. Hey, but we never know what can happen. Okay, Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has picked it up a little bit here late in the season. Cleveland has fell off a little bit since losing Brian Hoyer. That's obvious. I mean, their defense is still playing well. That's never something that changes. They played well versus the Bengals last week. It was just their offense that gave up a lot of takeaways, or allowed the defense to get takeaways. So I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one. Jason Campbell did not show any signs of improvement this week like he had been. He's been playing solid before last week versus the Bengals, but the Bengals pretty much shut him down and forced him to throw a couple of interceptions, I believe. So, and Tampa Bay versus Detroit. Tampa Bay, they are playing well as of late. They have a few wins. They started winless. They got a couple of wins, and I don't think Detroit is going to give up that game to the Buccaneers. So I have Detroit in that game. Going on, Green Bay versus Minnesota, and without Aaron Rodgers, I have no idea how to pick this game. Even though Minnesota is not that good, of course they're not. They have a QB controversy right now. Christian Ponder, I'm not sure. I don't even know if he played or how he played last week. I'm not even sure. There may be an injury. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been watching NFL Network this week, so sorry if these picks seem a little bit general or vague. I haven't been watching NFL Network this week, but I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I really hope that Scott Tolzien can pick it up this week and defeat the division rival. I really want the Packers to scoot in for a last playoff spot. I really want that to happen for them. Jacksonville versus Houston. I'm going to pick Houston. Case Keenum, I'm a really big fan of him. I think that he'll do really good versus this Jacksonville Jaguars team, even though they beat the Titans a couple weeks ago. And I think they turned around and got blown out really bad last week. I can't remember who they lost to. So like I said, I haven't been watching NFL Network this week, so these picks may seem a little bit vague. I actually only followed the Bengals this week, I think, mostly, and I only saw the scores at the bottom. I didn't really have time to watch the highlights. So I know I'm going to get some comments that you don't even know what you're talking about because you didn't even watch. Yeah, you don't even know what's going on. But, I mean, I have a good idea of how teams are doing right now. San Diego at KC. I definitely have Kansas City in this game. I think they rebound from the loss versus the Denver Broncos this week versus San Diego Chargers in this divisional matchup. So I'm taking KC by a small margin. Miami at Carolina at Miami. I'm going to go with Cam Newton. Cam Newton and the Panthers are very, very hot right now. They had a lot of impressive wins in this win streak. They beat the Patriots, they beat the Niners, and I forgot there was another good team they beat, but I can't remember. But they are playing very, very well. They had a controversial call in the last play of the last game, but hey, they call it how they call it. You can't go back and put a win or a loss on the record. You don't even know if they would have got in from the 1 yard line should they had called pass interference on that play. So there's no really way to tell, or really sure way to tell who would have won that game. But nonetheless, versus Miami, especially because Miami is in a state of turmoil right now, a lot going on in Miami, I'm going to go with Carolina, the hot Carolina Panthers. Chicago versus St. Louis. It's really hard for me to tell week in and week out what St. Louis is going to do. They're hot and cold. I mean, they're not one of the teams that are good, but Kellen Clemens, to me, has been playing pretty well for his expectations. So that being said, even though they're playing well sometimes, Chicago just came off of a overtime win versus the Baltimore Ravens, who is no slouch of a team. So I'm going to go with Chicago on this one. I have to go through these really fast because the video is coming to a close. Indianapolis at Arizona. I'm going to go with Indianapolis. I'm not going to be explaining these last few ones. Tennessee at Oakland. I'm going to go with Tennessee. Dallas versus the New York Giants. I'm going to go with Dallas, even though I want the Giants to win. Denver versus New England. This is a really good game, but I'm going to go with Denver. San Francisco at Washington. I'm going to go with San Francisco. These picks may seem a little bit cliche, but let me think of a upset victory that I could say may get pulled off. My upset victory that could get pulled off to me would be San Diego at Kansas City. That's my upset pick this week. Even though I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs, if there was an upset this week, it would be San Diego at KC. And if there are any fallacies, logical fallacies in this video, let me know. I love to talk football. We could talk about it in the comments. Call me out on when I'm wrong, because I'm sure that I'm going to pick some of these wrong, but I'm going to calculate my record and come back to you guys next week with the same type of video. See you then. Later.